Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. Let's give you guys another movie review. I know oh man, it's been a long time. But this was a movie that was supposed to come out, a long time ago too, and it's called Free Guy. Owned and created by 20th Century Fox. Now, of course, Disney. But I saw the film; it still said 20th Century Fox. So I know I'm a little bit late to this film. That's how it happened. But I freaking love this movie, man. I love this movie. Now, let me get this straight. This movie is not Avengers Endgame, The Rise of Skywalker, The Suicide Squad. Those three movies from those three franchises have a lot of spoilers, a lot of things that you really want to see for yourself on the big screen. This film is the exact same thing, and yeah, it's got a few Easter eggs and hidden nods, but you don't expect this film to have like a crap ton of spoilers where you're like, oh, I'm not going to spoil the ending or spoil the film, so I'm not going to do that. This is going to be a spoiler-free review. I really suggest going out and seeing this film any way that you can, because it's really good. So when I first saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, the trailer looks okay. Ryan Reynolds being him, except not Deadpool. It'll be funny, I guess, whatever. It looked interesting. I love video games. I love open world games. I love Detective Pikachu. I love Sonic. I love the Assassin's Creed movie. So seeing this, I was like, all right, cool. It'll be fun to watch. And then actually seeing it, it freaking blew my mind, really, because you watch the trailers, and it's about this guy named Guy, and he's with his buddy named Buddy, and they're just going through the motions, and then, oh, I'm a video game character, and we're gonna save the world. It's much more complex and deep than really anything that you would think. It's great. It's not like deep where you're gonna get a headache. But this movie is essentially the Lego Movie, The Truman Show, and a bunch of other open world movies. Also Groundhog Day, because that movie. Yeah. So basically, Groundhog Day is where the guy relives the same day over and over again. That's in there. We know that happens. Truman Show, where you kind of like, oh, maybe what's the higher power in my life? Someone's lying to me, that kind of thing. And then of course the Lego Movie. Literally, this movie opens with Guy waking out of bed like Emmett, going through his apartment like Emmett, getting coffee like Emmett, except in the Lego Movie it's overpriced. Here it's just normal. So look, this movie's not original. It really isn't. It's not a cheap copy of other movies, but other film and other media really does kind of take advantage of this, and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, that's from that, and that's from that, and that's from that, and this is from that, So it's not like the Playmobil movie. That was a straight up copy of the Lego Movie, and I actually somewhat enjoyed Playmobil the movie, but I didn't love it or like it that much. It was okay, I wouldn't buy it on Blu-ray, but it wasn't horrible. But the Lego Movie is it's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. It's one of the best films, animated or otherwise, I've ever seen. I enjoyed Truman Show, I guess, whatever. Groundhog Day, But, there are some things in there that are very much akin to this style of film and the plot. So it's not an outright, I guess, robbery of those films. They're not stealing the plot. This is not the same thing. But if you wanted a PG-13 live-action version of the Lego Movie, kind of what you get here, except there's no Lego. But it very much is a film that it will take you by surprise. So I just want to say that, it's not a standard open-world video game comedy. It's really even not that funny. There's a few funny moments, and we'll get to this, but there's not that many funny movies in there. But when it's, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but just go watch the freaking movie, you know what I'm talking about. But, if you haven't seen any spoilers, but it definitely takes you by surprise, like I'm saying. So going into the CGI, this being a video game movie, I do think it looks good a lot of the time. I think that there's, of course, that dude, right, like the buff Ryan Reynolds. That actually looks pretty freaking good, because they just got a buff guy and they put Ryan's face on him, and it looks good. The CGI looks pretty good. The explosions, the action scenes, the guns, all this stuff is, and there's some surprise Easter eggs in there as well. But there's a lot of CGI in this film, which it's to be expected. It's a freaking video game movie. There's going to be a lot of CGI. You can't actually blow up a building in New York and get away. You can't fire an RPG down a street and get away with it. So there's a lot of you could, but there's a lot of CGI in this film, and it looks really good. There's only a few moments in this film where the CGI lacked, and that's actually with Guy. There's a few scenes where he is literally, bouncing around in like a little rubber ball thing, and he has like these jump shoes, and he like jumps, and he hits the ceiling, and he falls by. And yeah, it's supposed to be funny, whatever. He gets hit by a car, and then hit by a train. So it's funny stuff. But, watching it for the CGI, it was a little bit distracting because, it's very rubbery looking sometimes. It's very, the motion blur is cranked up to like 1,000,000. There's a lot of things in there that are just kind of, there's one scene literally where he has these jump boots, like I said, and here's the ceiling, and here's the ground, and the guy goes like that. And yeah, it was kind of funny, but it looked like garbage. I mean, it looked like someone smeared Vaseline on my screen. It looked so bad. And there's only one or two moments where I was like, ugh, that didn't look too good. But other than that, CGI was pretty good. The plot, again, the plot is probably the best part of this film. It is not a straightforward comedy, not a straightforward video game, open world game with... It's not Ready Player One or like Space Jam: A New Legacy, where it's just, Easter Egg City. There are Easter eggs in this film, but it's not that prevalent compared to the rest of the plot that they're trying to tell. The acting, great. Ryan Reynolds is pretty much from what I've seen, which is basically Deadpool 1 and 2, Pikachu. And then this. He's good. He's not like the best actor in the universe, but, he does a good job. He's pretty funny. The hot girl, I don't know her name, like Molotov girl, she's fine. Everyone else is good in the film. Taika Waititi, they're all good. Nothing to really complain about there. In terms of the action scenes, because, again, this movie takes, and this is another strength, it takes, like when you watch Assassin's Creed and Detective Pikachu and Sonic, those are video game movies, right? Based on a video. This is not a movie based on a video game. It's just taking place within one. So it's kind of cool that when you're watching these, kids, teens, and adults playing this free city game, let me just say the graphics look like shit. I'm just going to say that. God, I would not play this game. It looks like a freaking mobile game, alright? It looks like trash. But when you see the actual game, quote-unquote, gameplay of Guy and all these things happening, you can quite tell it's a video game, trust me. And then you see the quote-unquote, the live-action segments, and that's really cool because you're like, oh, we're watching in live action what they're playing. So it's kind of existential and kind of, if you're an idiot, you probably shouldn't be watching this film because you won't understand it. Much like The Last Jedi and Joker. But there's a lot of scenes in this that are really like, whoa, because there's this blonde girl playing as the dynamite girl, whatever, a Molotov girl, and then you have another person which is playing someone else, and then you have someone else playing. So it's kind of cool that they go back and forth between the real world of them playing the game and then the actual game where you're seeing it happen. So it sounds confusing. It's really not, unless you have to pay attention a little bit. It's not confusing like where you're gonna walk out and go, "What the hell was that movie? What the heck just happened?" It's not gonna be like that. But again, if you were expecting a straightforward comedy with Ryan Reynolds just bopping around and being stupid, that is not this film. It is not even a comedy. There's comedic moments, but I would not classify this as a comedy. I would classify it as a drama action. There's a lot more action scenes, and there's a lot more kind of dramatic plot-filled tension than there is comedic elements. And that's not to say the comedy's bad. There's a lot of funny moments in the film, but it is not a like the Lego Movie is a straightforward comedy, and the action and the drama take a secondary role. The comedy in this film takes a little bit of a secondary role, and that's not a bad thing. It's just, don't go into this movie expecting what you're seeing with the trailer, because that's not what it is. It's a completely different film, and it's a good film. It's a great film, even. I really liked it. Again, if there are negatives, one or two CGI moments. There's one scene with Channing Tatum doing his weird-ass dances from Magic Mike or whatever. Look, I didn't see it. I never will see it. I'm a straight dude. I'm not going to watch Magic Mike. But, him kind of flopping around and doing these weird dances, and grabbing his crotch. I just found that kind of cheesy and kind of cringy. Some of those jokes don't resonate with me because, again, I'm not that way. I'm not going to go flamboyantly dancing like this, so the dancing looked kind of stupid and silly, but, some of the jokes were a little bit cringy. But nothing too crazy, man. The action was great. The acting was great. The CGI, for the most part, was really good. The plot was fantastic. Really well acted. It had a lot of emotion and a lot of depth to the story. I really didn't... I didn't cry, but I didn't expect to get kind of emotional during this film. I was just expecting a comedy with Ryan Reynolds, like I said, dancing and walking through the street, like you see in the trailer. But there's so much more to this film than what you see in these trailers. And, this film got delayed to, 8 billion times. Almost as much, if not more, than Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. But I think that this movie, based on a fictional game, it came out well. I was looking forward to it. Because I'm like, alright, I like Ryan Reynolds, he's kind of funny, whatever. But I came out of it really effing loving it. I was like, this is a great movie. It's got some great action, great heart, great message, great story. And yeah, there's a few things borrowed from other movies like the Lego Movie, The Truman Show, Groundhog Day. You know, you do what you can. But I do think that with those similarities, it makes the film stronger because those films worked as well. So I enjoyed Free Guy. Again, just a few little hitches, but I'm probably going to give Free Guy, probably give it an A-. I really enjoyed it. Again, some of the CGI kind of took me out of it. And, you know, the few cringy and weird jokes that didn't land or just weren't funny to me. But again, humor is subjective. But yeah, A-. Really enjoyed Free Guy. Really, really enjoyed it. Can't wait to get it on Blu-ray, rewatch it, maybe give you guys a code one day when it comes out. But yeah, if you have seen Free Guy, tell me what you think about it in the comments down below without spoiling the film. I know I wanted to see Snake Eyes. I don't know if I'm going to. You know, in terms of other films coming out, maybe Dune, I don't know how the hell you say that. Then we've got some Marvel movies, you know, we got Shang-Chi, Eternals, Spider-Man No Way Home, bunch of good stuff coming up. So again, if you want to see more movie reviews, I am, by the way, going to be reviewing the 3 John Wick films. I recently bought them from the exchange. John Wick 4 is coming out next year, so I figured, hey, might as well watch them. They were in my latest tribute, so I thought, hey, you know, I'll give them a shot and I'll watch them. So again, pretty good. I'm looking forward to reviewing John Wick, so stay tuned if you want to see that. But again, Free Guy, man, what a great film. Really took me by surprise. I thought it was going to be good, but I ended up really liking it, and it's, you know, it wasn't a good day. It was a great day. Let me just say that. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Again, leave a like. Make sure to subscribe if you want more movie reviews or just movie news in general. And yeah, again, without spoiling it, tell me what you thought about Free Guy down in the comments below. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you in the next video.